We're going to be looking at interval notation. It's the very first lesson that we do the very first day of school. And you'll notice in our big picture, this is what shows us what lessons we do each day, how many days each lesson is given. You can see on this one that it has 2 days allowed. It's not that long a lesson, but it is helpful. That first few days of school, you often miss a little bit of class for other stuff, so it helps to have 2 days to work on it. Then, for every lesson, we have a scope and sequence. And in the scope and sequence, if it's the very first lesson of the unit, then there's a unit note. If not, then it just starts with the course of study objectives that it covers. And this lesson covers number 18. Every lesson has a teacher note. Make sure you read those. It gives you some very good information about the lesson. And then there's some prerequisite skills. If there are any particular materials needed, they're listed. And then it gives you a presentation strategy for that particular lesson. And it tells you for each day what to try to accomplish. So let's look at the lesson itself. Now, our students are used to seeing this inequality. They're used to seeing the graph. What is new about this lesson is the interval notation. So let's talk about the inequality. This less than or equal to sign means that -3 is included. So when I look at the graph, we see the dot at -3 is solid. And then the less than 5 means that 5 is not included. Therefore, there's an open circle. Well, notice in the interval notation, we have a bracket with the -3. That's because -3 is included. So anytime the number is included, we use a bracket. Notice the parentheses with the 5, and the 5 is not included or the circle is open. So with parentheses, it means does not include. It's important to stress that to your students. Now, we see the numbers here. They're always in numerical order. We can also get the numbers from the number line. All right, so let's look at x is greater than 2. So 2 is not included, so notice the parentheses. And we have the open circle, and it keeps going to the right forever because it says anything greater than 2. X is equal to anything greater than 2. So going to the right forever is infinity. And infinity is a concept. It's not actually a number, so we can't include it. So infinity always involves a parenthesis. So let's look at this one. X is less than or equal to 3. So if we do our number line, and let's put 3 on here, and it says less than or equal, so that's going to be a closed circle, and it goes to the left because it says less than or equal to 3. So going this direction is negative infinity. So we're going to have a parentheses, we're going to have negative infinity, and then we're going to have 3, and 3 is included, so we have a bracket. Now, let's look at one that might be a little confusing. Let's look at number 6. And 6 says x is less than 1, and x is greater than or equal to 5. Well, let's look at the number line first. So here's my number line. Here's 1. Here's 5. Okay, so less than 1 would be an open circle going to the left. Greater than or equal to 5 would be a closed circle going to the right. So when we write this, since it's 2 parts here, we're going to have 2 parts in our interval notation. Now, we've already said going to the left is negative infinity. So we're going to start with negative infinity, and we're going to go to 1. 1 is not included. And then we're going to use a mathematical symbol. It means union. That means both of these are part of my answer. We start at 5, and I made a mistake. I made a parentheses first, but without looking, 5 is closed, so it's going to be a bracket. 5, comma. We said going to the right forever is positive infinity. So we're going to have infinity on this side, and we always use a parentheses with infinity. So now you're going to finish this lesson, and then you're going to upload it as a PDF in Canvas.